I didn't really take 3 people to come. Would have been happy to pass it off, but I thought that would have been rude, so. To take them.
Everybody was pretty active at the beginning, so.
Yeah, I'll volunteer. I'll do that. That's like.
Very good.
You guys did a great job, Andrews.
You could go to the kindergarten class and teach them how to use scissors. Yeah, you can say you officially did this, you know,
Sharpen.
Yeah.
Anyway.
it's part of your professional duties.
Yeah, well, I was leaving it about, yeah, what am I gonna do? I said, from the Congress. Oh, yeah.
Doesn't like thunder?
Oh, no, she's,
There we go.
she's having 6 months.
Okay, we're gonna start this meeting.
Gonna get that.
Okay, so open council meeting, committee, the whole meeting is going, this meeting can be viewed in real time online and being recorded. It will be available on the village website for up to 6 months. By attending this meeting, you are hereby given consent to be visible online and to be recorded for future viewing over the internet. Also, all information provided at an open meeting of the council or its committees is considered public. If you provide or disclose your personal information to us for that purpose, including delegations, presentation, speaking during public comment period, submitting correspondence or written public comment, you are consenting to that information being available to the public, including through posting on our website or webcasting. Then we ask everybody to put their cell phones on silent, please. Okay, so we'll call this meeting to order. So looking for a motion to adopt the agenda.
1 second.
Okay. And then I will excuse myself. So. Oh, no questions. In favor?
Are you excusing yourself?
Yeah.
That's it.
I guess so.
For the agenda. Okay. You're up to English.
If you were on.
No, it's you.
Me. Okay, comments and questions. 5.11. Kathy Hartman wishes to speak. I think you get 3 minutes. Public question and comments.
Yeah.
So you're up, Kathy. You want the podium? Okay.
Chair.
You guys said the chair, that's so cool.
I can stay around the chair. Oh, hey, I got 7:02 PM. You're up.
Okay. Thank you for letting me comment on the sale of lot 549, which I hear is adjacent to 7176. I have some concerns about the process this village uses to sell land to private buyers. The prospective buyer pays for the appraisal, and the public is not allowed to see the details of the appraisal until after you vote to finalize the deal. It seems that the village appears to be considering selling yet another piece of land, village land, for a price 2 to 3 times less than the adjoining properties. Shouldn't the village do everything it can to get the best deal for the community? I became curious about village sales after the last one went to the mayor's sister for the price of $1. And then this sale is going to the mayor's sister-in-law. I believe this is the 3rd land sale to a close relative of the mayor. I am not opposed to selling surplus village land. I like the village's land sale reserve fund. It can be used for buying land, maintaining buildings. I can see its potential in the future. I was originally quite pleased with the $62,500 until I started to look into the cost of the adjoining lands. Daniel Hellier offered to take me up to the property, and I was charmed by it. It has lovely, very private, tree, rural feel to it, right in town, close to village amenities, 2 blocks from Newmarket, 3 blocks from the school, side road, some flat spaces to build on. It's almost double the size of the usual single lot in New Denver. So quoting AI, vacant land in and around New Denver typically ranges from 130,000 to 200,000, with an average of about 160,000 for standard residential single lots. Their land is relatively scarce. Lot 549 is close to being a double lot. So I went home and crunched the numbers using BC assessment. And you can see those calculations in Phil's question, I think. To make sure I was comparing apples to apples, I converted the land-only price from the 3 properties that border lot 549 to cost per square foot. Cost per square foot, the village is asking for lot 549 is about $5.50 square foot. If you average the price per square foot of the land just to the east and the land just to the west, you get $10.50 per square foot. If you add Norbert's piece just to the north to the average, you get $16.80 per square foot. So mathematically, the land on lot 549 seems like it should cost somewhere between $120,000 and $190,000. Still a pretty good deal for a private treed flat, almost double lot near amenities. So I'm speaking to council tonight. I really hope council would strive to get the best possible deal for our community when selling the lands. And my questions are, 1, the prospective buyer purchases an appraisal that seemed very low. Would the village be willing to pay for its own appraisal and compare the 2 totals? And would the village consider creating a transparent asset disposal policy so residents can be made more aware of the process?
You did it.
No, 5 seconds over.
Okay,
Thanks, guys.
okay, on to do business, item 6.1. Do we have a motion?
I think I'll move to refer this to in camera.
I don't, I'm not sure if I'm gonna second that. But I have 2 other motions to put forward to the floor.
Personally, at this point in time, I like the referral. I'll second the referral. Doing camera. Any discussion?
Can I put my other 2 motions onto the floor that are not,
No, we've got a motion. on the
no, but like
table.
after it's voted on, I have a different motion that is related but not specific to the details of this. CAO knows what the motion is already. Would that be? Can I still put forward that motion?
I think, no, I think now that one's seconded on the floor, I don't think.
No, but like after it's voted on.
I would say not, yeah.
Yeah, we've got a motion on the floor
Okay, all in favor of the motion?
for,
Against? Motion passed.
No, that's not right.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yep.
Without, okay,
We have quorum, but we don't need to have.
you don't,
Sorry, yeah.
I
Uh,
broke.
so I have a different motion to put forward, that, council directs staff to create a public land disposition policy to address, public lanes and assets, which ones shall be maintained or not, as well as an inventory of possible lands to sell.
I'll second it, get it on the floor.
I was going to suggest that some of these items in these letters received be discussed at a future committee of the whole meeting, so we can decide basically on what you're talking about. So I would then vote against this motion and make another one that these other issues be discussed at a future committee of the whole meeting to give us more time to discuss all the different options and ideas put forward here. I think these are fairly big policies that should be discussed by the full council.
Can I motivate my motion?
You make it friendly. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, thanks. I think, yes, I agree. Like if we draft a policy, it should be everybody at council and that policy development might take into the next election as well. So there might be different people sitting at this table. But the reason why I'm putting forward a motion to create this policy and the inventory is because it's been something that council has discussed in the past. And obviously, people are concerned with the process by which we've been selling land and Kathy named 3, but there's been 3 or 4 others as well that have gone through the exact same process. And we're following the community charter and other legal provincial requirements. However, without having a policy that's specific to the village, it's very challenging for the public to refer to the provincial documents and navigate all of the different things and see that we're doing what is required, which is the bare minimum. And if we have our own policy document that's a standalone thing that people can refer to, that's more accessible to the public and helps give us a process to go forward and also alleviate maybe potentially some of the confusion. I had other things to say. And one of them is that I have some questions about what we can put into camera because it's only things that are of harm. And like I was going to talk about this in the idea of like the process part. Only things that actually pose like a harm to the village can go into camera. And so that's like where negotiating strategy comes in, where it's if the village is going to say, well, this would be our lowest amount that we would accept, but we want this much, like we don't want the public to know that because it would impact people's bids, right? If they know that, well, the village is going to settle for this amount. And we don't necessarily know if and when those kinds of conversations are going to be coming up in these deals, right? And so process and some clarity around all of this will help all parties involved at this point. And that is separate from even this specific item. So we have voted in favor to move the disposition of land to in camera. But with regards to starting a policy, that's like separate. Does that make sense?
I would almost, if you could read the policy again, I mean, move it to
It's
committee of the whole,
policy.
pardon me?
Oh, no, yeah,
Move the discussion
Yeah.
to what the policy might look like in committee of the whole, not, and then direct staff based on after a discussion at the next community.
that's what I'm
Committee
intending.
of the whole.
Yes.
Okay. So what's the motion?
My motion is that council directs staff to create a public land disposition policy. And an inventory of possible lands to sell. And that,
After discussion.
yeah,
Committee of the whole.
it would be the same process of any policy development. Staff have made a draft, we discuss it at committee of the whole, make a bunch of revisions. There's opportunity for public comment. Then it goes to regular meeting. But yes, my motion does not include any specifics of the policy.
No, but when we discuss it, I think
Yeah, it would go to committee of the whole.
it would go to the committee of the whole, so. I mean, I would vote in favor of the motion if it was discussed at committee of the whole with council prior to directing staff. I would like to see what does council feel is the best direction, and then staff will develop based on that, and it's going to come back to us, of course.
See, that's why I'm going to be against this motion, because we're already making the motion to direct staff without discussing it with the full council. The idea of a committee of the whole discussion with the full council is if we feel it's appropriate, then we direct staff to come up with a policy. So I'm voting, I would vote against this motion, and then I'd make another one that we discuss this topic at a committee of the whole meeting. And then because there's a lot to be discussed here. And then depending what we come up with, then we make a direction to staff, exactly what we want.
Normally, what has happened in the past is we pass a motion to direct staff to draft a policy and they do their research and come up with a draft and then we've changed it.
My problem is we don't have a full council here.
Okay, so
We
we
discussed that.
don't even want to consider having a policy until we have full council.
That's my position, to have the committee of the whole meeting.
I think that's my position too, but if we could, if the motion included committee discussion in a committee of the whole meeting with council, what would the policy exactly entail? We could do our research and then direct staff. Am I hearing you right?
I don't even think we should direct staff now.
No,
The motion should be that we discuss this at the next committee of the whole meeting. And then it's up to the full council to come up with recommendations and exactly what they want the direct staff to do. Well, that would have to be brought forward to the next regular council meeting after the committee of the whole meeting. I think it's a bit too early. There's so much involved here that we want to know exactly what we're directing staff to do.
that's my feeling too.
So let's vote on the motion. All in favor of the
The
motion?
motion is, I want to hear it again. What's the
To
motion?
direct staff to create a public land disposition policy and an inventory of possible lands to sell.
Okay, all in favor of the motion? Against? Motion defeated.
I will make, have you got another motion?
No, go ahead.
Okay,
I mean, I do, but also can I, is my other one still in? Authorizing,
Oh, you can still make that.
I can still make that
Yes.
motion, okay. But I think your motion is more relevant to my last one, so we can go in order.
okay, I would go with the same verbiage after open discussion by council and a committee of the whole. I've got no problem with that, but what I want to do is establish what does council want to be in the policy and then turn staff loose on it.
I think it's just been referring the item to an agenda. I don't think it needs any direction to staff at this point, because we just need to put it on an agenda.
Say again?
I think like what you're wanting is at a committee of the whole meeting to discuss the creation of a public land disposition policy. And we can just, it doesn't require a motion. We can just ask staff to add it onto the agenda.
That's true, and that's gonna.
Yeah, you don't need a motion.
It does work, okay.
Okay.
Okay, so that's noted, Carrie, that'll be on the next meeting, the whole agenda.
Okay.
Okay, Canada, you're up.
Okay, this one, I move that council proactively authorize the public release of the closed meeting minutes and associated documents relating to the proposed disposition of the right of way adjacent to 717 6th Avenue, with only those portions withheld that are required by law to remain confidential. Would you like to read it?
I can't remember all the details. It'll be a tough one for me to vote on.
Yeah, me too. You have anything to say, Jess?
Can I see it?
Or Carrie?
And then I can copy it?
No, initially when land sales come to the village, they've been going in camera and council discusses the item and then makes a motion and then that comes out of in camera. So I think likely it's already been brought out of in camera, but you can see what might be.
Can speak a little bit more, but I would need a second.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't think there, from what I recall, there's nothing secret that the public shouldn't know about what the process was that, that brought us to this point. Just because something's in camera doesn't mean it's, it's
Forever secret.
it's secret or there's something afoot that's not right. That's not the point at all. So personally, I don't have a problem with the motion. As long as, staff doesn't see anything that would put us in some kind of a legal risk or whatnot.
No, I mean, as corporate officer, I go through and remove everything that needs to be removed under freedom of information and protection of privacy, but we can release in camera minutes generally. Yeah.
I'm
So you're willing to second, and then I can say a couple more things? Okay. The reason why I'm putting forward this motion is just to enhance some of the transparency for the village. I just want to thank everybody who wrote and spoke and who've come to witness the meeting. I think it's really important to have people engaged, even if there is a difference of opinions, because democracy is a participation sport. That's what always Councillor McLaren-Co says in the past. I think people are obviously concerned about this land sale and the other land sales, particularly around, the appraisal value and all of these things. And I've also been really looking at what needs to go into camera and what doesn't. And as I said before, it only goes in camera if there's potential harm. And at this point, yeah, there's definitely no harm. And like the negotiation part is over from what has happened in the past. And so instead of having the public and staff navigate a complicated FOI process in case that was to occur, I don't know if that would be to occur, we can proactively release what we can so that people can review what we reviewed in making this decision. Not that we have finalized the decision at this time, but what brought us to this point. And yeah, I think going forward, we can just keep that in mind about what parts have to stay in, what parts can we release, given that people have questions. So.
Can you read the motion again, Danica?
Yes, that's probably very small. That council authorize the public release of the closed meeting minutes and associated documents relating to the proposed disposition of the right-of-way adjacent to 717 6th Ave, with only those portions withheld that are required by law to remain confidential.
On by me, having more discussion?
Do you second?
I second it, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, all in favor? Motion carried. And that's it, see? That's the end.
I have a motion, no, I move a motion to exclude.
Yes. Motion to exclude, seconder,
I'll second.
all in favor? Okay, get on.
So.
We're moving. Can I ask a-
No,
ask this question?
no,
No,
it's
it's-
horrible,
it's-
but yeah,
no, it's not-
the meeting's over, just a second. So, so you know that now the stuff we're gonna discuss is closed to the public because it involves a couple of parameters, you can find them. Just so you know, it's welcome to democracy.
That's what motion to exclude means. They're excluded.
The question is, so are you voting then on the sale of the land? Is the vote on the sale of land going to become public or are you going to do it in account?
We don't know.
We don't know yet. You can.
There might be negotiating strategies that are discussed.
Right, at the end of the, like, after the meeting, are you gonna announce?
Yes, if something was voted in
Out of
camera,
Right?
and then needs to come out of in camera, it will go on the public agenda for this going, and then it will be on minutes for our next meeting. Look at the next agenda and read the minutes for this one. That's how you read it.
It's just a little confusing. So-
Well, we can.
The vote that you were going to take is now going to move to camera. So the discussion about the vote and the way the vote went will be on private.
No, it's,
Is that, I just want to understand.
it's not the vote, it's the actual process.
Negotiation.
Yeah, I want to go.
Yeah,
So you want to have a discussion private and then you're going to bring it back out and then vote in public?
We reconvene an open meeting.
Yeah,
Okay, so
But yeah.
later tonight, you'll reconvene an open meeting?
Yeah, it can also be that things can stay in camera if nothing, some things aren't resolved, they can stay in camera. So we can vote to say, hey,
this is leaving.
this is what we decided,
Working
right?
on
We went through the process, this is what we decided, or.
Oh, I guess we're not gonna discuss this
Stay in camera, and we can go.
This
Actually come to a
Okay,
conclusion.
wait, no, wait, I know what Kathy's getting at. This won't be in our in-camera meeting tonight. We have an in-camera meeting for other reasons. This won't be on the agenda tonight. So don't wait around for us to come back. in public. No, it will have to be referred to a different in-camera meeting where it will actually be added to the agenda.
That's right.
We won't be able to talk about it tonight.
Okay.
So we won't talk about it and then come back into open without anybody here. It will be on a completely separate evening.
Okay, I will get the details of whenever that happens later, because you guys.
Thanks for that.
I figured out what the real question was should she wait in the rain until we come back? Jess is hunting him down.
Oh,
You went far afield.
Okay, thanks, guys, much appreciated.
okay, yeah.
Thanks, Tabby. See you later.